I went to Leavenworth. It was a wild, wild place. And I was out in this place they called CMS. There was really nothing to do, so they'd send all these people out there. They called it the bullpen. Everybody would sit there and look around at everybody. You know, these guys are doing 20, 30 years and they're angry. And there'd be like 2-3 stabbings a week out there. Well, I get out of there and I end up getting a job in the kitchen. I work a job. I get paid $5.25 a month. And part of my job was I made these trays up for the inmates that were in the hall, in segregation. And I used to take this big long cart, maybe as long as this car right here, push it down this dark dungeon-like hallway. And they had a room in there that had an ice machine. And in this ice machine it was just one big solid chunk of ice. And they had a hoe in there. And I would take the hoe and I would chop this ice. And take a bucket and scoop it all out.
They didn't have an ice machine?
This was the ice machine, but you had to chop it up.
Wow.
Just one big solid chunk of ice. And most people didn't want to do this, so if you were in the hole, you didn't get it. You got warm juice or warm Kool-Aid, or they had this mixture, you know. 20 granules makes 300 gallons. But anyway, this was the juice, and I've spent about 5 years of my life in the hole. So I wanted this job to make the seg trays for these guys in the hole. So, and it took me I spent about 2 hours chipping this ice. And I come pushing my cart out, and the cook foreman says, "Oh, Tony, there you are." He said, "They've been looking for you for hours." And I'm like, "What are they looking for me for?" And the guy says, "Oh," he says, "not like that." He said, "When the third guy got stabbed here today, they locked the place down." And I said, "Well, hey, you got everybody else locked down. I want to be locked down. I don't want to be the only one out, because it doesn't look good for you, you know." So the guy said, "Well, hold on a minute." He says, let me call him, let him know where you're at." He says, "I'll find out what's going on." He says, "Because I need some help down here." So within a minute or two, the lieutenant comes with the goon squad to come get me, to escort me back to my cell and lock me up. And the cook foreman tells this guy, the watch lieutenant, he says, he says, I need some help down here. He says, "What are you going to do?" He says, "You going to let him out for supper?" And this lieutenant standing there, he says, I think we're just going to keep him locked down for the night, let things cool down." And this cook foreman grabs his apron, yanks it off, and throws it at this guy's feet. And he tells me, he says, "Well, you better get your guys down here making bag lunches, because me and my crew are going home." And I'm standing here, I'm the lone inmate, you know, watching what's going on here. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm looking at this thing and I'm wondering if these two are going to get in a fight, you know, because this guy's heated. And the lieutenant says, "Fuck it then, we'll just let him out." And I thought, oh my God, this is how they make the decisions on whether the joint is in a lockdown status on who's got to make the bag lunches to feed the inmates. Wow, that place was wild. Leavenworth lived up to its billings. It was a wild, wild place. I'm so happy I'm out here in the snow. Oh, I guess it's not snow anymore.
Rain.
Storm. to jail, you won't like it. Take my word for it.